Greetings and felicitations, YouTube. I have a replay for you. And this time, it's one of my own. So I had so much fun watching that last Dr. Appius episode that I just uploaded to my channel right now that I wanted to go in and talk to people about Forsaken a little bit more. I got lucky in the sense that my opponent chose Tomb Kings, and I went, okay, that's great. Forsaken are a great matchup for Tomb King infantry. And little did I know, however, that my opponent took a really out there army, and I thought I had a pretty out there army too. But he had only 2 units of skeleton warriors for my Forsaken to gnaw him upon. And you can also notice there's some other really interesting picks here. I went a little bit meme heavy, but one of the things let me start from the very top. When I was picking my army list, I started thinking about what are some of the trademarks that Chaos is known for. They're known for being slow. The slowest unit I brought is my infantry support, which is the Aspiring Champions here. They have a speed of 32. Everything else is faster than that, and I'm gonna go into slow motion so you can see the get a chance to see the unit cards. Forsaken, base speed of 46, which is pretty dang fast. The Aspiring Champions, speed of 32. All my infantry I was able to afford 1 chevron on. Marauder Horsemen with throwing axes, often an overlooked unit. Armor piercing range damage, which I thought would be useful against any constructs, because at a speed of 90, there's very little in the Tomb King arsenal that will be able to catch this that isn't also a skirmisher cav. Other fast choices I have. One of the fastest legendary lords in the game is none other than Kolek Suneater. It is clocking in at the speed of 88. Because I brought 1 Shaggoth, I might as well bring 2. So here's another Dragon Ogre Shaggoth with the speed of 88. Speaking of fast things, and knowing that I had Kolek as my lord, I decided I needed to bring a sorcerer of some kind. And because my enemy was playing Tomb Kings, which has a lot of rejuvenation powers, I went with fire because fire is particularly good against replenishing of wounds. You'll note that the base speed on a Manticore, 85, and I have 1 Manticore when you can have 2. So double the Manticore, double the Shaggoth, and all of a sudden I realize I'm getting hit by none other than double the Casket of Souls. So yeah, that's my army. Let's go ahead and let's look at his army. He hid his entire army in the woods. Not necessarily a bad idea, but when you have 2 bone giants, who are known for their range damage, 2 Caskets of Souls, which would have been great against my Forsaken had it not been for the cover of all of these trees. And then there was another, actually, effect here that's very interesting for when it comes to speed. There's water all over this map, and this slows down units quite a lot unless they have the aquatic trait. The aquatic trait is only really available on the majority of Vampire Coast units and on Skinks. Anyway, back to his army picks. 2 Caskets of Souls, 2 Bone Giants, 2 Skeleton Warriors, 2 Ushabti, just the regular variant, not the Great Bow variant, a Tomb King by himself. Just standing here with his shield and with his scepter. And last but not least, what I was hoping to see, the Sphinx of Uskeph. So this is a big reason that I brought 2 Shaggoths, because I knew 2 Shaggoths would be able to beat the Sphinx of Uskeph, and fortunately for me, my opponent did not recognize this. So I'm sending up my fast movers to the edge of the trees over here. I'm hoping for a chance to start taking some pot shots at, whatever, like the Casket of Souls, a Bone Giant, some Ushabti, whatever I can get them to throw their axes at, and just distract my enemy with as much as possible. I'm going to hit play right away. Here goes the Casket of Souls fire. They do next to nothing against Kolek Suneater with his armor. I pull my infantry back rather than get them engaged in this Sphinx fight just yet. I'm still moving forward with my 2 Manticores because I'm trying to find out what my enemy has brought. already my axes are getting chucked in to trying to do some damage to the Ushabti. He's moved out his infantry over here to try and push me off. Look at, did you see that? The Casket of Souls damage just kind of gets a little bit hit by the trees. And that was, I thought, interesting. The Bone Giants are doing, I think, as much damage to the Sphinx of Usekh as I am. And look at that. His morale drops quickly. Huge friendly fire hit. And honestly, the Bone Giants just don't do much to Dragon Ogres by the looks of it. Or the damage was already negated heavily by hitting a tree of some sort along the way. Checking back in over here. He sent his Tomb King out to kind of chase off my guys. I decided I'm going to, just keep skirting around over here, keep throwing in. And I went, you know what, I have an opportunity here. I'm just going to do a quick hit and run on the Caskets of Souls just to see what damage I can do. He's desperately trying to pull his Sphinx out. I pull my infantry back. I sent in a couple of units of Forsaken just to try and bog it down. It didn't do anything to slow them down. And I keep chasing. I'm still chasing. Because while they're chasing in, I'm getting a hit and run strike next to no damage. Marauder Horsemen are not known for their high damage dealing potential. And you see, I kind of just, I dart in and out. The Sphinx is coming back after my two Shaggoths again, because I realized my Shaggoths were a bit too overextended. Look at these shots just get wasted on trees. Absolutely getting wasted on trees. They are not meant to be targeting large units, and that is going to be the end for the Sphinx of Usekh. Finally, I got what I was hoping to see here. This is 2 units of Forsaken versus Skeleton Warriors. We'll see how long this takes. I'll let the rest of the battle play out in the background. You can just imagine how that's going as I'm annoying the heck out of them. I'm getting my Manticores over there. And look at the Skeleton Warriors just crumble before the onslaught of Forsaken. And I'm even able to pull in more Forsaken onto this blob. Hopelessly outnumbered. I'm even getting my Aspiring Champions in to give their buffs. And sure enough, that they've been holding maybe for 30 seconds. Half their health is gone, and they're going to be out of here. I'm sending in a Fireball from my Fire Sorcerer, just trying to help finish along that Sphinx of Usekh, and it does the job. The Bone Giants are now trying to shoot at my my Marauder Horsemen, who have singled out this unit of Ushabti, and I send in my Chaos Feral Manticore in to go ahead and put the final nail in the coffin there. More shots are just getting lost on trees. I have my Fire Sorcerer up here. I'm occasionally throwing in a Cascading Cloak of Fire. I'm occasionally throwing in a Fireball. The Bone Giant is trying to shoot some infantry now, but again, the trees are blocking all of his shots, so everything is just playing into Chaos's hand. There goes another Fireball right into the Tomb King from point blank, as his Manticore can just sit up here with his Fire Sorcerer. He can just do whatever he wants. The next thing you're going to see is I do believe I put in a fiery... Yeah, I put the Cascading Fire Cloak on the other Chaos Feral Manticore. And then just for the heck of it, at this stage, I'm seeing the writing on the wall. I just go ahead and I send in that Burning Head. I don't care what it does to my own men at this stage. I've done my job, and that's when he just surrenders, because he has nothing left to hold me back. Every one of my units performed a specific job. I cannot emphasize the importance enough of picking specific duties for your units. The only unit that gained experience chevrons in my list was the Dragon Ogre Shaggoth. 2 XP ranks just for helping to defeat the Sphinx of Usekh, and tanking out a lot of damage in return. But with Kolek right there wasn't much else that he needed to do. The Chaos Sorcerer of Fire getting, I'm guessing, 17 kills just from that last Burning Head. The Aspiring Champions of 7, 8, 37, 20 from that one engagement, basically, with the Skeleton Warriors. They got 3 kills in return. Hardly a dent. My Marauder Horsemen throwing axes, that's not a lot of kills. But 8 kills against, say, Ushabti? Not a bad trade-off. Maybe lost 13 horsemen, maybe lost 2 horsemen there. I'm happy with this trade. Very happy because of performance. Marauder Horsemen should not be able to beat Ushabti, but they were because I had a Chaos Feral Manticore to support them, because they had the speed to stay away from the Ushabti. And the Caskets of Souls, I mean, let those numbers speak for themselves. Nothing. Nothing. Bone Giant, 5 kills, eliminated. Sphinx Vusev, 11 kills, eliminated. Tomb King, 0 kills. The Jushin here did the wise thing and conceded the fight. There was no returning after I had eliminated so many high value targets in his army, and after he had deployed in a position that made it impossible for him to use his strengths. If he had caught my Forsaken out in the open and his Caskets of Souls had clear line of sight on the Forsaken, that would have deleted my infantry easily. But because I had him distracted with so many other distractors, just, coming in from multiple angles of attack, getting my horsemen behind his position, getting my feral manticores to fly over and around him, singling out his Sphinx. Everything played into my hand. Everything had a specific job in my army. If you look at his army, what were the jobs there? And were they doing the jobs they were meant for? The Caskets of Souls were trying to shoot at Koleg Suneater and at the Dragon Ogre Shagoth. That's not their job. That's definitely not their job. Anyway, that was a lot of fun, and I hope that for some of you out there that this will be informative. People look at Warriors of Chaos and they go, man, what a slow faction. They have some speed, and against the right forces can dish out a lot of pain. Alright, guys. I'd like to thank you for watching this episode, and I hope to see you in the next video. Have a good night.